Alright, hey everybody, this is Ferociousllama. I'm here with MTG Confidant again. This week I'm playing some standard Strength of the Fallen. Now I saw this deck before Dragons of Tarkir came out, but, and it had, oh god, what was it? It was a Nyx Weaver or something, I don't know, Nyx. It was the green-black creature, a Nyx Weaver is what it was. And it was a 2/3 for with reach for 3. Beginning of your upkeep, put 2 cards of your library to your graveyard, exile, and Eternal Witness a card back, or regrow a card, or whatever. And basically, what they did was they used the deck with Satyr Wayfinders and Commune with the Gods to get stuff into their graveyard, and then they would use the Nyx Weaver to get if they missed like a Strength of the Fallen. Or if they drew one, they'd play it, of course. But if they didn't draw one, they would just use their Nyx Weaver to return it to their hand. So, and it was just super, super powerful deck. Beats all the mid-range decks, because the mid-range decks, they basically play a creature, and it's basically one creature per card. And so even if I'm attacking every turn with a Satyr Wayfinder that's got +10, or +8, or plus a bunch, they're going to have a hard time blocking it. And eventually, I'm just going to be able to overrun them. So, basically, what it does is it uses the Constellation engine of, we got Eidolon Blossoms, we got an Nylea, to give a lot of our stuff trample, if necessary. I've actually never had it be necessary, though, oddly enough. Corso of Crufix, yeah, he's an all-around good card, but the thing about Courser that's so great is he's also an enchantment. Boon Satyr, he's got Flash and it's an enchantment, which is pretty sweet. So if I have, 2 Satyr Wayfinders, or a Wayfinder and a Satyr, or a Voyaging Satyr, rather, not a Satyr, and, or an Elvish Mystic, or whatever, I'm attacking with 2 or 3 little weenies, and, my opponent's got two big creatures to block, I can either kill their big creature or not, or do the damage to them, depending on, whatever's best for me. Of course, Satyr Wayfinder untaps a land. It's going to untap Forest a lot of the time early on, and then Nykthos, of course, later on, because Nykthos is awesome in a green Devotion type deck. And Strength of the Fallen, here's the key card for the whole deck. Basically, not basically, it's a Constellation. Whenever this enchantment or another enchantment enters the battlefield, target creature gets +X, where X is the number of creature cards in our graveyard. And with all the mill we have going on from our Commune with the Gods and our Satyr Wayfinders, what ends up happening is we get a lot of creatures in there, and then we kill our opponent. And then Commune with the Gods, lets us mill 4 cards, plus get a creature or an enchantment, and usually it's an enchantment we'll put in our hand. And then Elvish Mystic, of course, kind of gets us going early on. We do have a ton of 2-drops. There are 20 2-drops in this deck, so that's not the hugest deal. But what Elvish Mystic is, it's a great utility creature to ramp up to both. It does 2 things in this deck. It's a target for Strength of the Fallen to make it gigantic. Because, hey, if it's kind of like I was playing a red-white aggro deck last night, and what happened was I had a Elvish Mystic, and what he would do is he'd wait until I played my enchantment, and then I'd target it with Strength of the Fallen, and then he would kill it. So, okay, that's 1-for-1 trade, that's not bad, but you gotta remember, he's trading, like, premium removal in some cases, like what's it called, a Lightning Strike, or Murderous Cut, or Hero's Downfall for an Elvish Mystic. And then it's like, good deal right there. Not, of course, in that red deck, it was, I forget what it was. It was, Stoke the Flames. He used to Stoke the Flames on an Elvish Mystic. So, I don't know anybody who says that's not a good deal right there for me. So, 1-for-1 trade, yeah, but using Stoke on an Elvish Mystic, bad idea. I mean, but what else are you going to do? That's the thing, is it turns into a very credible threat. Same thing with Satyr Wayfinders. Once he enters the battlefield, he's done what he does. Now he's a vanilla 1/1 that does nothing, So, I love when they use removal on him. And then we have 4 Nykthos and 17 Forests. So, that's what we got. And Now here's the card. Oh, we have 2 Chords of Calling to search up. They're primarily just to search up Nylea, but more often than not, I end up using them searching for an Eidolon just to draw more cards. Because there does get to a point, because there's only, let's see, there's 5 plus 8, 13. There are 13 enchantment creatures plus 4 more enchantments. So there's, 17 creatures and enchantments in the deck. Well, enchantments essentially, I guess. And that's not a ton. I mean, yeah, we're going to draw some, but that's not a ton. And so what Chord of Calling is really for is for Eidolon to go, Eidolon, get a second Eidolon or whatever, and be able to draw more cards. Now, there is one card here that I haven't talked about yet, and that's from Dragon's Arc here, Den Protector. And this guy makes the deck. I mean, it is laughable when Den Protector gets into play, because, okay, we go turn, whatever, morph at some point, and then we unmorph it at the end of their turn, is generally how it works. Unless I have a whole bunch of mana, in which case I'll just play it and unmorph it right there. And it gets that Eternal Witness effect, so I can get back a Strength of the Fallen. It'll either be, usually it's Strength of the Fallen if I don't have one in play. If I do have one in play, I won't get a Strength of the Fallen. I'll just get like an Eidolon if there's an Eidolon. And then Boon Satyr is second, and then Courser would be the lowest priority to get back from the graveyard. And the reason I like Eidolon is because it also draws me a card. Unless, of course, I don't have a Strength of the Fallen, then, of course, it's the first one I'm going to target. But, it depends on the situation. I can't always say, you can't say, okay, this is the solution. This is the proper solution all the time. That's a bad idea. But it's the solution most of the time. That's kind of the pecking order of when I get stuff. And, okay, and nobody ever notices this first line of text on Den Protector, but creatures with power less than Den Protector's power can't block it. So, okay, so let's say it's like we're in the late game or mid game or whatever, and I have a Den Protector that I just unmorphed, and I got back a Eidolon, and I already have a Strength of the Fallen or whatever. Well, I already have a Strength of the Fallen, and I get an Eidolon back. I play my Eidolon, and now my Strength of the Fallen makes my Den Protector gigantic. There's nothing that can block it. So it's just damage to your face. So anyway, that's the deck. Super cool, super fun. I'm trying to think. I was playing, and I'm trying to think if I lost any. I played probably 6 or 7 matches last night, and I think I lost 1, which was pretty good for me, I think. So anyway, then we have our sideboard is not complete by any means. I got 4 Feed the Clans because Burn is good. Well, the red Goblin deck or whatever is very good. And I don't want to lose to that, so I have 4 Feed the Clans, and then I have 2 Nissas for the control matchups. And what I usually end up doing is I sideboard out the Chord of Callings for the Nissas, and then in some of the the Burn matchups, I'll usually take out like some of the higher cost stuff. Like I'll take out the Chords generally, a Nylea, and then sometimes like a Boon Satyr, because he just doesn't have the good toughness. And one other thing I do want to say is right now, Valorous Stance is a great card in Standard, and Boon Satyr gets around that, which is just sweet. Like the other day yesterday I was playing against a Tokens deck, and I had a Boon Satyr out, and he couldn't Valorous Stance it, even though it does 4 damage, which is pretty sweet. He couldn't kill it with Valorous Stance, which is just awesome. Same thing with my Den Protector. It was flipped. It was a 3/2 Megamorph. He was at 2 life, and he had a bunch of 1/1 tokens, and he apparently didn't read Den Protector before he read the first line of text on Den Protector, so he couldn't Valorous Stance that either, which is always cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's actually something to be mindful of. Like if I have a Strength of the Fallen out and I go and I do Den Protector or a Boon Satyr, and they have 2 mana up and one of them's white. Like when I play a Courser, I was sure to target the Courser with the Strength of the Fallen, not my, Satyr Wayfinder or something else, because he was going to kill my other card. Anyway, you just want to, if he can kill a card, if he can kill my Courser with a Valorous Stance at any time, and he can only kill my Satyr Wayfinder when I pump it, you should probably just and so anyway, I've already attacked and I have a pump on the stack. I should just pump the Courser because I don't want the Courser to I don't want him to kill my Satyr Wayfinder in that particular scenario, because he did have a lot of valorous stances. So that was one of the more unique scenarios I got into. But anyway, let's play some Magic, see what happens. Alright, we're playing against D-Revel 9-7. We will win the die roll, so we will play first. And this hand looks good. I'd like some more early creatures, but it's going to depend on what our opponent's playing. But you know what? We have 2 Strengths from the Fallen, so one thing about this deck is it's a combo deck. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, it is a combo deck. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to go turn 2 Strength from the Fallen, depending on what he's playing. And then we'll do 2 and 3 Strength from the Fallen, and then turn 4 Den Protector, I guess. Yeah, cause he's obviously playing probably Control. And if we get our Strength from the Fallens in play, he's going to be able to... he's going to play... He's not going to be able to counter him, which is good. But what's going to happen is we'll be able to get them into play, which is what we want. Okay, so he's got a blue and a white. Oh, he's playing blue-white heroic. Oh, this is a bad matchup. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, this actually is quite the tough matchup. I think if I did lose a round, it was to this deck, but maybe I didn't lose. I don't remember. Okay, well, let's go drop a Voyaging Satyr, and that's what we'll do. I think what we'll do is perhaps next turn. The only problem is if he targets his guy, yeah, he can't be dealt damage. So, well, that's real bad. Real bad. Yeah, he just haven't had the Aqueous form, which stinks. So this is going to be a real tough matchup, in my opinion. We're probably going to lose game 1, and we're going to have to put in. Well, we don't have a sideboard, so we're not putting in anything. So we're just going to hope he doesn't have a good draw, and I have a really good draw for game 2. All right. Yeah, when he makes his guy unblockable, that's always a bad sign. So, what does he have? Okay, hero. Alright, that's fine. Alright, we'll play our land, then we're going to go Elvish Mystic. And then... I think what we're going to do is pass the turn back. Yeah, this is a real super. Whenever they get Aqueous form, it's a super tough matchup for us because we can't block and we can't get that value from a bunch of giant creatures. So okay, well, sure, we will take your 3, and then we will play our Boon Satyr, and we will attempt to block. Would have been nice to be able to bestow him on a, Elvish Mystic or something, but, there's no guarantee we're going to get the next mana or anything like that. So, I think the only way we're going to have a chance at this game, realistically, is by getting our Den Protector out, unmorphing it, and we got to get some stuff in our graveyard, though, so That is one problem with this deck is there are 8 cards that get us cards in the graveyard, and if we don't have them, it's really hard to win. So it makes it a little bit rough on us. So this turn, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lay down our... see if he has something to target this guy. This guy's going to... well, he'd actually need something to pump his guy too. So, yeah, okay. I don't know why that's what he wants to do, but whatever. I'm not going to... I will not be arguing with his decision. I don't know why he doesn't just pump the one guy, because it's not like I'm not playing mono green. It's pretty obvious, but hey, maybe I'm not. But I don't think that I don't know what the point of saving that hero is. But whatever. Anyway, this is certainly one of the tougher matchups. Yeah, for sure. For sure, one of the tougher matchups. Alright, so we're going to cast our Den Protector face down. And then we're going to go... we're actually going to untap with our Voyaging Satyr, because he is slightly better than an Elvish Mystic at this point. And we'll play our second Strength from the Fallen. And we'll give them both to this one. So he's going to get +1/+1 for each. So he's going to get +2/+2 total. Which is not anything special. Yeah. I really, I don't know. I don't like playing against the blue-white heroic deck because I think it's not... I don't know, it's just not like interactive enough. And all they do is play stuff. So their guy, they play Aqueous Form, so you can't interact with them. You can't attack or block. You can't block them. And then, you know, they play spells like God's Willing, so you can't interact with their guys. I mean... It's I don't know. It's a combo deck too, but it does very poorly in grindy games, where our combo deck does very well in grindy games. In fact, that's probably when it shines the most. Is it kind of wins out of nowhere in like real grindy games. So, but yeah, we're taking another 3 this turn unless he plays like a God's Willing, and then we're screwed. Yeah, and him getting to Scry Return is also really, really powerful. It's not something that's not a big deal. It is kind of a big deal. And we'll block his hero, because we do not want our Den Protector dying right at this moment. Okay. Alright, Satyr Wayfinder. That's a good draw. Hopefully it'll get a bunch of creatures into our graveyard so we can do some stuff. Alright, 3 creatures. That right there is a fine, fine deal if I do say so myself. So we'll play a land. And then, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 manas. Yeah, I think what we're going to do right now is we're just going to play our Elvish Mystic to block, and hopefully he can't kill us this turn. He's only got 2 cards in hand, and hopefully none of them are ordeals. And we're just going to leave our guys back, and then what we'll do is we'll block with a bunch of our weenies, and then next turn, or well, at the end of his turn, what we're going to do is we're going to block with probably our Satyr Wayfinder and our Elvish Mystic, and they're going to die. And then I'm going to unmorph my Den Protector and get back the Eidolon most likely. And then I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to give him plus a lot. Then I'm going to attack. But I wonder if the blue-white, barring, him having some crazy thing that kills us right now, right? The one thing I always wonder is, are these blue-white decks? Because he's got 2 cards in hand that he hasn't played all this time. Are they lands, or are they just more creatures, or what's the deal? Because that is one thing about this deck, is it's never had a problem having enough creatures. It's never had a problem, having enough creatures. So I'm kind of thinking that it might be a smart idea to, or I don't know if it's a smart idea, but having it so their guys have, so they have more removal. Oh yeah, I forgot I can't block Aqueous Form because that's stupid. But anyway, I wonder if they're removal or not, and I hope they are not removal because removal is bad. Okay, we'll block with our worth nothing Satyr Wayfinder, who's done his work, did a great job, and I'm proud of him, and his contribution will not be forgotten. Okay, so we're at 8, and we're gonna go unmorph our guy. We're gonna get back an Eidolon. It'd be nice to have a Nykthos right now, because Eidolon is great when we have a Nykthos. Just because right now we have 5 devotions, so we could tap our 3 lands for 5 mana, play that guy, and then have 3 more mana plus 1 floating. I mean, it's just not a bad deal. So let's go Eidolon. And we're gonna go 1 on Den Protector, 1 on Mystic, just in case, and then we'll draw our card. The only downside would be if we drew another Eidolon, we would not want to if we drew another Eidolon, the only thing is we wouldn't be able to cast it with our the way we pumped our Elvish Mystic. Oh crap, I forgot to play my Satyr Wayfinder. That was a bad play. My fault. Sorry about that. I kind of clicked through there too quickly and started talking. So, my bad. So, okay, so our opponent's at 5, so maybe he's going to stop attacking us now. Okay. So he's going to do 7. If he has another pump spell, he's going to kill us. So he's got 7 right now. We can't block, but we can kill him next turn if he doesn't have it. If he doesn't have another spell, we win. So let's find out. I would imagine he wouldn't do this unless he did. Okay. Well, you better have it, man. I don't entirely agree with. I mean, maybe he's trying to trick us, or he thinks he's tricking us, or some crap. I don't know, but if he doesn't have it, he loses. If he has it, he wins. He might have some blockers. That's true. He might have some blockers. I got to give him that. So he could put us down to 1 and then play 2 blockers. That is a possibility. Okay. See, I don't know why you slow rolled us on that. That was stupid. We can't block. We're playing mono green. We don't have any removal. Against this, I think instead of Chords and Annihilea, we're gonna go Feed the Clan, only because with Feed the Clan, it'll keep us alive long enough. Because, if you guys saw, all we needed was, if we had the 5 more life, we would have lived. And yeah, I mean, maybe we had Feed the Clan, but maybe he thought that in the last game. But why do we have Feed the Clan main deck? That's weird. But anyway, the whole point is that he didn't. Had we had one more turn, we would have certainly won the game. And that's kind of what our deck does. Is and all the losses, they're never. I mean, I did lose one time to control where I just lost, but that's been the only for certain you lose scenario. So I'm happy with this hand because we only have 2 lands. I'd like to have 3 generally, but we do have a Mystic and a Voyaging Satyr, and he is playing Blue-White Heroic, so he's not going to have a lot of removal. And I'm hoping he doesn't have any 1-drops, which is always good. When they do have a 1-drop, it's not good because they start beating you on turn 2 instead of turn 3. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play our Voyaging Satyr on turn 2. Unless we draw something else. Something interesting. Okay, cool. No turn 1 guy. I'm not sure how many 1-mana guys there are, but God, they are really bad when they're 1 mana. Okay. Well, now that we drew a 3rd land, what we're going to do is we're going to play our Wayfinder, because next turn we know, as long as he doesn't kill our Mystic, which I'm not terribly concerned about, because he is playing just blue-white. So what we'll do is we'll be able to go Forest, play Satyr, Wayfinder, attack for 1, the next turn go Nykthos, tap Elvish Mystic, Eidolon. Which seems reasonable to me. Okay, so we milled no creatures. And we already have a Nykthos, so there are times where it's good to keep that second Nykthos, but we're not exactly running high on Forest here, so I am perfectly okay with saying, yeah, we'll take the Forest. In fact, I think what we're going to do this turn is we're going to play the Forest instead of the Nykthos, only because our opponent will be less likely to prepare. Our opponent will be less likely to prepare. If we drop a Nykthos later, oh gosh, come on. If we drop a Nykthos later, he'll be less prepared for a giant beast of a ton of mana coming at him, or at least us playing a ton of mana and then coming at him. So. Okay. And then this coming up turn, what we're going to do is we're going to play our Courser. Yeah, Ordeal of Heliod. See, he's got it pumps his guy, but it also gains him 10 life, which he may run those main deck, and I wouldn't blame him. But I think that, oh, I see. Wow, yeah, that guy's big now. So he's going to be a 6/6, and he's going to draw 2 cards. See, this is the very, very worst of. Oh, he's not attacking. All right. I'll tell you, though, that is the very worst of Blue-White Heroic. So, okay. Maybe he's probably got a, what do you call it in his hand? A Aqueous Form. But guy, it doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm only going to play the Nykthos before we play our Courser, because we can tap it for an extra mana, which I like. So we can play our Courser and still play our Voyaging Satyr, and not have to tap any of our creatures. Alright. So we got a lot of creatures. We don't have a Strength of the Fallen, and we don't have any dead creatures. But, we're working on it. I wonder why he didn't attack. I wonder if he just clicked through his attack step last turn. Yeah, he probably just clicked through it. Sure, yeah, I'll block you with my Satyr Wayfinder. Because, you know, it's my highest value creature. The only thing would be if he had something that made him, gave his guy, you know, protection, like a God's Willing or something. That would suck. But he's attacking us for 6. Next turn we could attack him for 7, even if we take it. So I'm not... I mean, yeah, he is drawing 2 cards and he's gaining 10 life. So I guess the 10 life is pretty good. So I'll give him that. Yeah, okay. Bizarre plays, okay. I don't understand these plays. I wouldn't make these plays. I think that it's sort of silly that he's making these plays, but I don't know. I don't play Blue Red Heroic, and I think it's a stupid deck. So it's just not fun, in my opinion. So okay, well. And I don't know why, but I don't know if it's Moto or if it's our opponent, but it's going very, very slowly. I'm going to take a drink from my water. Alright, Teamer Battle Rage. Double strike, huh? So I'm going to take 16 damage right now. Because he's got red. Alright. That's cute. Real cute. Yeah, that's cute, but I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, well, what are you gonna do? But I will tell you, Blue-White Heroic is one of the worst matchups for this deck. Yay, we'll gain 1 life. And we'll go Satyr Wayfinder. We'll see if we can draw us a land. Okay, we drew a land. But we did get 3 creatures, but we still, in 20 cards, have not seen a what do you call it? Strength of the Fallen. So if he's got anything to give his guy protection or make him unblockable, yeah, we lose. Okay, good games. Good games. Anyway, yeah, that sucks, man. Hate it when they get like the great draws against us. I mean, it happens, and it's not that much fun. And I think Blue-White Heroic's stupid, just for the record. But that's the deck. Anyway, works really well. I'm going to do another match right now, so I'll post them both at the same time, just so you guys can see this deck against like a more reasonable matchup. So, thanks for watching, guys.